Hello everybody, hope you all are doing good out there today. In this video, we're going to be looking at a unique knife. This particular knife is made by Mikov. I'm presuming that you announced this Rybicka, but I'm not exactly sure. You can see here it says traditional Czech producer, Mikov, since 1794. If you look on the back, it says guarantee 7 years. I'm assuming that means it has a 7-year warranty. Then down here it says Inox 420. I'm assuming that's a reference to the 420 steel, although I am not positive. I know Inox stands for stainless. So let's get this little knife out. Again, you do notice that it is made in Czechoslovakia. I thought that was kind of neat to have one of these made from Czechoslovakia. I don't have any knives made from there. And I kind of like unique knives, and I do like smaller knives. I find them kind of interesting. But the thing that's going to make this knife have a lot of character is the shape of it. This particular knife is shaped like a fish. You can see he's plumb out shaped like fish. And he's just about the size of a betta fish. I've got a betta fish right now. And I've liked fish. I've kept fish over the years. I've got one right now. He's kind of orange and I guess it's like an orangish blue color around his fins. But this looks just about like a betta fish. Size-wise and everything. The scales look identical. But I like the way it looks. You can see it is a single-bladed knife. And it's got one back spring. You also have a little key ring here, which might come in useful. You could probably put a lanyard on it or something like that. You'll notice that the little eye here is the rivet for the blade, and that's going to be a strong pivot when you got a rivet like that. And that's just cool. You can see the little fin and the scales, the tail. Let's get the blade open here. Listen to the snap. It's got just excellent snap. See if I can get that out. It's just got great snap. And I think that is because of the shape of this back spring here. If you look at the way that this back spring is shaped, the curvature of it, I think that's allowing this to have a stronger snap. The blade itself is, when I got it, it was not quite a stone wash finish and not quite a mirror polish. I went ahead and I polished it up some. But I have been using this knife a little bit to get a feel for it. But you've got this good shaped clip blade. Great looking blade. Wonderful usability also on it. Just shaped, just excellent. You can see how it looks like there. You got your nail neck, of course. Here on the top, the nail neck is nice and deep, easy to access. But because of the shape of this fish, you don't have to use the nail neck. You can just pinch it open, which is really cool. Here on the tang, this tang stamp, see if I can get it to focus. The top one says Mikov. It's not stamped as clearly as it could be. And under that it says Inox, which means stainless. As for the blade centering, you can see here that it's leaning slightly to the right, but it's not touching. So that's no big deal. Let's get some size measurements before we move on here. This is a smaller knife, but it's not too small to use. The handle itself, I'm going to count it's about 3 inches, maybe just a speck over 3 inches, because I am counting this key ring. If you don't count that key ring, it's just under 3 inches. Now the blade itself, this edge, you're going to get about 2 1/8 of an inch of cutting edge, something like that, around 2 1/8 inch of cutting edge. So you're getting a lot of cutting edge for the size of the handle. And when you hold it in your hand, it's obviously not going to be the most ergonomic knife in the world. But you can get 3 fingers on it easy. And your pinky, just going to have to hang there at the end. But your finger can go right in this little area here where the kick is. And it feels pretty good. It's not designed to be ergonomic. And it's pretty thin, so it's easy for the knife to twist in your hand. But other than that, it feels pretty good in the hand, and you can certainly use it for anything you need to. I've opened some boxes with it, cut some tape with it, opened some chicken grain with it for their chickens. But yeah, it's got a good, useful blade. I did sharpen it. It come okay sharp. It came probably about the sharpness of most case knives. So I had to go ahead and sharpen it myself, and I got a good edge on it. Now, as for the steel, it did not sharpen anywhere near as easy as a Victorinox or a case. It took more effort to get a good edge and get the bar off, and I couldn't get it quite as sharp as I can a Victorinox Swiss Army knife or a case knife. It's good, it's sharp enough, it'll slice paper well, but it is not quite as sharp as some of my other knives. I'll demonstrate by cutting on this old Smoky Mountain Knife Works magazine paper. You can see I've got it sharp, and so you can get this knife good and sharp. As for how long it'll hold an edge, only time will tell that, and I can report back onto that detail on another video. Let's weigh this knife. It's not a very heavy knife, but it don't have any bone on it or synthetic or anything like that. It's more or less it's kind of an all metal knife. I believe the handle is an alloy of some sort. 1.10 ounces. So 1.10 ounces, that's a good lightweight knife to carry in your pocket. But like I said, it's built good. It's got a good, strong spring. That's probably the best thing to notice right off from this knife. It is not going to close on you. It has excellent spring and excellent snap. It has zero wiggle, which you wouldn't expect it to. With this kind of a rivet, they can get these really good and tight. Let's compare this to a few other popular knives out there. I'll compare it to a few case knives. The two that I think are going to probably be compared to this the most, or be the most comparable, would be the toothpick. Because the toothpick's about the same length. And it's a small single-bladed knife. Of course, the blades are different shapes. The toothpick's is skinnier, and the handle and so on is going to be a little more ergonomic here on this toothpick. But they're really about the same size. If you have a case tiny toothpick, you've got a really good idea of the size of this Mikov fish knife. As for the peanut, on this channel, you know, we all like the peanut. You can see there that the blade on the peanut is slightly shorter, and the handle is slightly shorter. Of course, the peanut's going to be a two-bladed knife, and it's a wider handle, and the peanut's going to be more ergonomic. Also, the peanut's going to have half stops. This Mikov fish knife does not have any half stops. A few other popular case knives. We'll compare it to the Sodbuster. This is the Sodbuster Junior 37 pattern. You can see it's just a smaller knife, and we'll also compare it to the Trapper. This is the 54 pattern, the full-size Trapper from Case. The 18 pattern Stockman, which is basically the same size as the 032 pattern and the 18 pattern. And it's pretty similar to the Mini Copper Lock. So you can see this knife is comparable to a peanut, just slightly bigger than the peanut. Something like that, it's best guess. Last case we'll compare it to is this Canoe right here. There it is compared to a Case Canoe. So as you can see, it's a smaller knife, but it's big enough to do whatever you need it to. It's not so small that it's not going to be able to perform your necessary tasks. And here is a Victorinox 91mm Tinker for comparison. You can see the Tinker is a lot bigger knife. We'll throw out one more. We'll throw out a Buck 110, just because we're here and we can. There. So you can see, all said and done, this is a pretty small little knife, but it is not so small that it's useless. It's a good size, and it's a good usable size. So I'll do more videos as I use this knife some, and let you know how the steel holds an edge and such, and how the handle holds up. But this is a great knife. This knife was under $10 shipped to the door, and for that price, you simply can't beat it. This is a knife that's affordable, and it's a really cool knife. It's a good knife. It's unique, kind of tacky. a little bit cringe, but it's a good user. I mean, you wouldn't have any problem using this for normal EDC tasks. The only drawback you're going to find is going to be that it's not the most ergonomic in the world. You know, the handle is not really designed to be very ergonomic. Best of my understanding is that these are a traditional knife used in Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic, I guess I ought to say. And I believe they use them for mushroom gathering and mushroom hunting and stuff like that is what I've heard. If you know more history about these, comment it down below in the comments. Maybe we can learn some more about these knives. They also make another one that's more of a gold color. I went with the silver one because it was like $3 cheaper. And they say that the coloration on the gold one rubs off over time. And I wanted to be able to polish this one up, so I polished this one up real good when I got it. It wasn't as shiny when it was new. I used some Flitz polish and shined it right up. So y'all comment down below, what do you think of this little knife? Is this too tacky? Something you wouldn't carry? Or are you like me and you kind of like unique, odd things sometimes? Y'all have a good day. Keep your knives sharp and comment down below. Thank you.